7 glorious days away, which should have been 9. Thank you, WestJet. I'm back. And unfortunately, my blood pressure is because TFC is also back. Having spent the last 7 days in the Azores enjoying sunshine, incredible food, beautiful scenery, and absolutely zero concerns about whether Toronto FC can complete a 5-yard pass, I came back relaxed, refreshed, and probably about 10 pounds heavier. Me and Portuguese food and coffee are a match made in heaven. Absolutely loving that. Can't complain. And now TFC back after a 14-day League Cup break, which we obviously weren't in. And they came back with a classic TFC move. They posted a fan video that got as much backlash that they had to delete it after 2 days. And just when you things couldn't think when things get much more cringe, apparently Richie Larea sent out an email to all the supporters telling us that this is going to be the home games to turn around for their playoff spot. So here we are. I'm back. TFC's back. We're back at BMO Field, and the playoff dream is also apparently back. And after 7 days of paradise, I'm going from the Azores to BMO Field to trying to make the playoffs. What could possibly go wrong? Toronto FC take on the New England Revolution this Saturday night at 7:30 at BMO, who, since we last played them 4 weeks ago, feels like forever, have lost one, won one, and drawn one. So after 14 days without MLS football, we're about to find out whether TFC has had used this break to help them or just given us a bit more time to forget how bad this season has been. Welcome to TFC Unplugged. I'm Noel. This is Sean. And we are back to discuss this New England TFC game on Saturday, which I am generally, before I start, take the shenanigans, the hot dogs, and all the other things that are about to blow up in our face on Saturday night. I'm generally excited to go and see everybody in the stands and to catch up with it. It's been way too long, and I am generally excited for that part. What's to come terrifies the crap out of me.
Yes. Well, welcome back. Hey, everybody. I'm Sean. That's Noel, and we're back here on TFC Unplugged. And before we get into everything, quick little housework. I know if you're there already, I'm assuming you are a subscriber, but if you haven't, hit that subscribe button. That's about it. I don't want to get too much more. We really don't have much to talk about TFC. We're just gonna laugh and have some fun. But no, welcome back. You and I talked about yesterday. You definitely sound like you enjoyed yourself to the point where Noel may be doing the show from Portugal in a few years. Okay, guys, just so you know.
Honestly, like, I was sat watching the old guys in the bar, watching the Porto, the Benfica games, and I'm like, man, they've got this shit figured out. So yeah, I think it was pretty fantastic. But no, you know what? I did. I did have a bit of a TFC break when I came back. You sent me the video of the fan, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I think for the most part, I think the thing I've watched the most this week is the Dorsch videos, like him just saying how he seems to be settling into Toronto. I think John Molinaro confirmed he's currently on a TAM deal that will eventually turn into a DP deal this week. He seems
or this season,
this season at some point. He seems like he's really into Toronto. He seems like he's really kind of enjoying it. He's obviously discovered the Blue Jays, which again, man's he's getting involved, which is, it's a good thing to see, right? I like that. It's a settling thing. I think that makes me a little bit more comfortable with him, right?
Yeah, of course. And that's what you want. You want, if you're coming, especially when a player who's coming from Europe, embrace the city. I mean, let's be real. There's probably every Toronto FC fan who has a little envy of seeing the Thomas Mueller post of him doing this in Vancouver, doing that. It's just be like, why can't we, just a little?
Yeah.
One of our guys. Like, that's all we're saying. So it's not like, if he's going to do this and, yes, usually they go to all these sporting events and all that stuff. But you know what? Embrace the city, get a vibe to it, because that'll help him acclimatize himself to Toronto and just feel more that he's part of this club, right? So that could be a good thing that he's going to be coming in. He's had the 2 week to really kind of connect with his teammates, start to build some cohesiveness on the pitch, hopefully, and let's hope that turns into something positive.
Yeah,
So, like, I mean,
he said his wife and his son are coming this Friday, right? So again, he's had 2 weeks on his own, where that kind of helps sometimes, where you're not having to worry about your family being settled and not
yeah,
getting to worry about how he's got a young kid and how that is. So that for me, I think that's a good signs. Those are good positives. And his English is very good, by the way. He was very very clear when he was talking. So um, it's great to see. I do think he needs a big game. I think he needs a good game on Saturday. And I think Sargent and Mihailovic need a good game too, because I think the question marks are now starting to hang around those guys. I do want to talk about the Jason Hernandez. I don't know if you saw the video. His comments. Pretty much.
no, I've been on. I've my honestly outside just so everyone everybody kind of has seen my tweet with regard to that video. Outside of that, I've kind of just been like, I mean, there's nothing TFC important that's been worthy of my attention. And my mind has been focusing on somebody else who's keeping me, thankfully, with all the depressingness that TFC gives me, I have somebody that's uplifting me and making me enjoy my life right now.
That's
So,
not me, by the
uh,
way. Just want to point that out. No, but I think the Jason Hernandez backpedaling on Keith Pelly's comments this week kind of really just confirms that, just like, come on, man, like, this front office, we they just it drives me nuts. They just lay so many, like, landmines for themselves, and then they step on the landmine. And I think his comments just look, that he understands that the way the game is and the way it has been this season, they've got to turn around these home games, and that's I don't think for 1 minute Richie Larea wrote that email that went out to all the
that
supporters.
was he.
It's a
It
typical
was the club,
PR move. It's a club
and the
move.
club basically said, "Hey, we want to send this out, but we like again." Since we're gonna go down this path, let's go. Okay, I'll let you finish before I go. I didn't want to have to rant. I've been on a good, but I'm gonna rant about this club because this club is so like what
It's
they
the
did is messed
landmine.
up.
It's
It's
just they
messed up.
walk into it, though.
It's
That's the thing. They
it's
do walk into it, and
but they
I can't get my
okay.
head around why they do this, because at the end of the day,
No,
you've got
it
to
doesn't make
win.
sense.
No, it doesn't
But
make
here,
sense. You
like,
just got to go and win a game.
okay, we all know, yes, they got it. Like on the pitch, there's an issue, right? But the management is sitting there. They saw the backlash after this video that whether that guy that Devin is, he could be a good guy, right? He's getting thrown under the bus
Poor Devon.
unnecessarily,
Devon's
right?
like in witness protection.
He probably is. He's left the country, but like they have not learned. Like, side note, like while you were away, another fiasco that runs through MLSE was the Argos and their all-you-can-eat fiasco they had at their first game back at BMO. Like, this club has no clue how to market things, how to run things, and nobody actually says, hey, if we're gonna do an actual fan video, a day oneer would. I mean, let's be real. Day one is not. They're not gonna like what a day one is gonna have to say. But I mean, like,
No, but
there's
you can
better
phrase
ways.
that. You can absolutely phrase that in a certain way. You can, and what I mean by this is, and I say this from experience. I ran out of social media for my job for a fair few years, and we say all the time, TFC can't read the room. They just MLSE can't read the room. They're terrible at it.
No,
They just don't seem to get the
horrible.
concept. But when you sit down and look at socials and you look at kind of what's trending, you kind of see the negative and you see the tone. You can come out and make a statement that, look, we haven't been good enough. We've got these last games to turn around. We've still got, despite how bad we've been, despite how lackluster we've been, there's still only, under 10 points to get into a playoff spot. There is still some hope left, even though we've been
Yeah,
hopeless. And you can say, look, we own it. We had injuries. We've got some poor decisions. We've had some poor moments where we could have taken advantage and we haven't. And you can phrase things and you can word things and you can structure things that kind of just makes people sit there and go, like, if I saw a video that comes up and it says, look, we screwed up this, we're still within a shot, we can get it together if you guys get behind us, and we own our mistakes. You can get more buy-in from the fan base from comments like that. And that's how you
Yep.
read the room, you read the situation. They don't.
But they
You get
don't.
a backlash video because they just like poor Devin. I felt bad for that guy. And I'll
Yeah.
be honest, I did go back and read the tweets the other day after you messaged me. There's some absolute corkers. I got to shout out a friend of the show, Mike Leach. His made me laugh for about 10 minutes. I ain't gonna lie.
I think he's the one that introduced. Like I saw him retweet it, and then it was like for me, I had to jump in on it. Berna sees like there's so many shout outs that like we're not going to get down to everyone that we saw that
I
just
nearly
came
put
out
them
with
on a
beautiful
slide today. I'll be
one-liners.
honest. I nearly put them on a slide for
Oh, you
a good
should
read.
have because. But here's the point: is right. So they, one fiasco after another, and then they actually had the audacity. And I don't know if they sent this to all the season ticket holders, if it was just the supporter groups or a select group. I don't know. But again, the audacity to think that letter is going to make us feel, oh, we're with you, bro. We're with you.
Yeah.
Like this is just again, they're so tone deaf.
Landmines.
It's unbelievable. And the worst thing is they are within a playoff spot, and they're gonna lay they're gonna like, come on, we need all your support. You better show up. You better have a plan. You better, like, at the end of the day, it's not about us at this point. It's about what are you guys going to do? What is this club going to do? What's the coach going to do come Saturday night? What are we going to have the best available 11? Is he going to actually use his players right? What can we expect? Don't ask us to, because we've been showing up. And the fact that, you know what, yeah, your attendance is down, but that's not our fault. That's strictly on the club. We're done. We don't want to see this marketing crap. What we want to see is a product on the pitch. It's that simple.
Points win prizes, right? It's not rocket science. It never has been. It's points win prizes. At the end of the day, what do you want to do? I'll tell you what you want to do is on Saturday night, you're gonna get a bumper
wiener night. Woo! Go get your dollar wieners.
I guarantee they'll be out of hot dogs by halftime. But I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're going to get a crowd. You're going to get a crowd because no one's been for 100+ days. We haven't had a chance to go and be in the stand and watch the team. So you're going to get a crowd, regardless of how good the bad and the ugly.
Weather's beautiful, so we've been begging for this.
So that's what you've got to do. You've got to go out and put out an all-out performance. You've got to really kind of go and tell everybody, look, this is who we are. We're gonna turn it around. They've talked about turning it around for 5 years. I could pull like 55 videos and make a mega mix clip, which I might do if we lose on Saturday. But at the end of the day, you've had this opportunity multiple times, and they've never gone out and laid a marker down. They've got to go out. Now, this is probably, as I mentioned in the little intro, is, you've got a Revolution side that's 1-1, drawn 1, lost 1, right? And so they're not exactly riding a red hot wave. You're at home. You're going to have a pretty good crowd. You're going to have everybody fired up on hot dogs. If not, they're going to be, as I mentioned before, probably getting thrown hot dogs at them. You've got a whole lot of things going for you. I can't see why you won't go and get 3 points. And if I'm Robin Fraser, what do? Do you play for your usual tactics of a draw, or you go full throttle? Because at the end of the day, if he doesn't win, we set a new record. And I don't think they want that, because how are you going to then sell the game on Wednesday night, which against Charlotte, if you've got this record hanging over your head, you're going to struggle to get people down there on Wednesday, and then it's going to be a spiral downhill from that point, right? So
yeah, because you and I already can't make Wednesday night. Like, I'll be watching the game from home.
I'll be on the West Coast, unfortunately. But again, it's just
I wanted to go. It's due to certain circumstances. I'm going to stay home and watch it. But yeah, here's the thing: is they don't realize if they lose Saturday night, like you said, there's going to be a decent crowd, right? I can say maybe close to 18 to 20 might be a decent.
I'd say you get 20. I say they get 20,
right? And they will not like. I think you know what? I'm hoping it doesn't get to the point of the Montreal night where it was ugly in the South End, but I could see it getting close to the vibe of frustration, anger, just fed up with the product, the club, every aspect, right? And I don't think the club can afford that if and that, because that vibe is just going to make people say I'm not coming back.
This is the this is the season on the line, and I think we've said it a couple of times this year, where I think they've got to come out and really do something. They've got to perform. They've got to come out on the front foot. They've got to come out aggressive. They've got to go and put a marker down. And I can't stress it enough. They will struggle for the back half of the season to get anyone to buy into all these. You can send out all the Devons you like. You can send out all the player emails, but at the end of the day, the crowd want to see a win. They want to see some goals. They want to see us on the front foot and attacking. They want to see TFC with progress. That's it. That's not a lot to ask. And I think what you're going to get is I do think you'll get a win this week. I will say I think they'll get a win. I think they'll win 2-1 or 3-1.
I'm afraid to call anything. Like I don't even know. Like because here's the thing. Okay, let's start focusing on the game. Right? They've had 2 weeks off just before or going into our last game. For the most part, our
They're
best
healthy.
options were available. Except for what Kusovic, Pereira,
But it sounds
Palacio.
like they're also close or and should get some game time.
Yeah, and I believe everyone's at least back to full team training.
Yes.
I think they said this week Osario was the only one of the days wasn't like.
No loss.
Don't quote me on that one. There was
No,
somebody, right?
he was out. He was training on his own. It was I think it was the
Yeah,
note from Molinaro this week, right? I think he did
right.
say he was training.
So with that being said, Robin Fraser has essentially, okay, except for maybe though, like I said, those three players maybe aren't starting playing ready, but they are, can maybe give you 20, 30 minutes if need be. You for the most part have your best options available. So we know, Gavin, who has been looking real good as of late. Uh, I'm we would all assume he's starting. It doesn't seem like we'll ever get the other guy in net unless the season becomes a wash, right? Um, then there's who else is there? Um, uh, Zimmerman. Shout out Zimmerman, who I saw today, who happens to live somewhere. I'm not gonna say where I live, but he lives close enough because I was happened to be working in my neighborhood today. Drove around and just as I'm about to park, I look like I see some kid in a TFC shirt, and I'm like, "Hey, I like that shirt." And right behind him is his husband and wife walking, and it's Zimmerman. So shout him out. Not that he watches our
Nice.
podcast, but whatever. So yeah, Zimmerman with I would assume Monlouis,
I don't know. Again, it depends on if how far
because
Kusevic is.
isn't Gomez has been training. Apparently, he's got braids.
Yeah,
Somebody can quote me on that one there. But the point is, we know who our main, it's Zimmerman and somebody, Gilman and Richie,
I would say that's a fair bet. And then I think you'll get
right?
some Pereira late on to get game time. I do think he's going to try and get him out there for a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes at the end. But I
Uh,
think Kusevic will start. Calcio's got
I
Kusevic
I hope
starting.
so. If he starts, you know what, that will be, where we basically have your best two center backs available. Which, again, our defense hasn't been the issue, right? I think we can all agree that has, late conceding late goals is just at the end of the day, these guys are exhausted when they're constantly under pressure. But as I move forward in the midfield, Mihailovic, are we going to see Dorsch? And definitely, I would say those two start. And who's the third with them?
Well, I think Oso's not fully fit. I think that's the part of it, right? I think Oso's not fully fit, and again, if
So
he's not fully
Coelho?
fit, don't start him, don't play him. Do you know what I mean? So then I think you'll get Dorsch Coelho. You'll get I keep wanting to call him Timu.
Uh,
My God,
now I'm sitting
Theo.
there.
I think you'll get.
Yeah,
I think you'll get Dorsch,
Theo.
Theo,
Yeah.
Mihailovic, Coelho, and actually, I wonder if is Coelho available. Did he not pick up a fifth yellow? I'll have to check that out.
Calcio, Calcio, you're in the chat. Do you happen to know?
Oh, is
Well,
it maybe
okay.
Palacio?
I don't know if Palacios going to start. Has been training. Don't know if he's 100%. Might not be match fit. So this team tends to not
Risk anybody.
yeah,
Yeah. I do think
especially with
that's
their
gonna be
track
there.
record.
And I think you're gonna get Shallowy on the other side. And I think you'll get Sargent up front. I don't think it will be. I think if Derek Etienne Jr. is anywhere near that team, I will. Calcio is asking if we lose. Are we going to sing "Getting Sacked in the Morning" chants to Robin Fraser? If Etienne's in the starting lineup, I'll start singing that. You should be
No,
sacked.
no, no. Definitely. You know what? That here, me and Noel, I'll be like, no, let's do it. If late in the game we're losing and it looks hopeless, yes, we need to be like, yo, you're getting, and because I think this club needs to hear that from this, that we have no faith in that the man on the sideline. I mean, not too many fans have faith in Hernandez, but at the same time, like you said, if Hernandez wants to save his long term job, firing him might be the only option.
Well, that's the thing. Listening to that Hernandez interview this week, the other day, what I got from that is they are blaming everything on the injury bug for the first half, and that was
Give me a break.
That's what they
You know
were
what?
blaming.
But
Like
hold on. Okay,
that's
I
what
will
they're
say
blaming it
this.
on. That's what they are.
I will say this. Were they hammered injury wise? Unprecedentedly, absolutely. But what you also expect at that during those moments is a few players to rise to the occasion, to step up, to have that hunger and desire to want to earn. They may understand that I may not be here long, get that long term for this season starting position, but force them to start to ask questions about, all right, we've got a lot more than we realize with this young talent. But they don't. They will throw out the Etiennes and whatnots that we know, like, dude, like he doesn't change the game. Right? He literally
That's
like
literally my point. Every time he turns up, he does nothing, and he still gets game time. But
right.
I think Robin Fraser is safe until the end of the season. I don't think they
At
will
this
make.
point, it seems that way.
I don't think they will make that decision unless it's really, 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 really toxic for the next. If they get pummeled on Saturday and then it gets ugly, I think that might force their hand. But I don't think they are that far in advanced planning. So I don't think they plan to do anything till the end of the season. They're going to say, look, he's got time to turn it around. We're only 10 points out of a playoff spot. Da, 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 da. But one thing I will say about that is they can't afford to rest. You're seeing teams now coming out in MLS and trying to get players in that can make a difference. We saw, Montreal's going to dig up Alexis Sanchez. So, I don't really know how he's going to play, but I think they're going to dig him out. You saw Atlanta was within, a couple of hours of trying to get Lukaku through the door as well before he made a U-turn to go to, I think, Fenerbahce or one of the Turkish teams today. So
no, or isn't he going? Where was he last year? Was he in
know.
Italy, or was he in Turkey?
I don't know. He made a U-turn and he's gone somewhere else, so Atlanta didn't get him.
I thought he went back to Italy.
I don't know where he went. He went to somebody. Anyway, my point is teams in MLS are loading up, and so you can't afford to just sit there, do you know what I mean, and not do anything. This is your best team. You've got everything you wish for. You're at home. It's going to be a warm, sunny night. You've got pretty much a full, healthy squad. You've got everything you can possibly ask for. You're going to have a packed crowd because you're giving away wieners. And at the end of the day, it's pretty simple. Shut up, put up 3 points, and get on with it because you've got to get 6 points out of this. If they don't get 6 points, you're going to hear it. And I think they can't afford to hear it. I don't think they want to hear it. And I think Jason Hernandez is starting to read the room. The fact that he kind of backtracked away from what Keith Pelly said kind of gives me the indication that he's like, yeah, I know what the situation is. And I think he might have read the room a little bit better than the rest of them. But at the end of the day, his boy is out there and he's got to put a team on that pitch that gets a result. And there's no way on earth.
Yeah,
Lukaku was at Napoli last year.
Yeah, he was at Napoli and he's going to Fenerbahce. I saw that. So,
So,
but yeah, you're right. Like, this is basically the squad we have now. That's it.
and
They're
it's a
not
good
at
squad. Like, let's be honest, it's a
on,
good squad,
on
Sean. We,
paper. On
we've had
paper, we
2
know
years
that. No,
of
we
crap.
keep saying that. We keep
Yeah.
saying that on paper, on paper. But the problem is what we've seen on TVs or with our eyes, even pre World Cup, was crap.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, they were injured. All right, fine. And yes, injuries are coming back. All right, so put up and shut up on Saturday. You're basically have you have everyone available that you could ask for, essentially, right?
Everyone
Because
that
let's
can
be
make an
even
impact.
when huh
Yeah. Everyone that can really make an impact is
is
available.
here. Your DPs, your Tam soon to be DP, everyone that you could, like I said, is finally right because when Sargent came, Mihailovic wasn't 100% or was already injured. Then Sargent was injured when he first, like, we have not had everyone. Now you quote unquote have your bodies. What are you going to do with it? Put up or shut up. And come Saturday night, at the end of that final whistle, if it's not a positive result, like I said, I don't believe it's going to be a pretty place in BMO Field.
Yeah, and I think Jeff's got in the comments there. We need an attacking midfielder to activate the offense, and I think the reality is Mihailovic needs to come out and start. Needs to be on there,
He,
and he
he needs
needs
to want the ball, be aggressive, hungry. Like,
he's just got to play
he needs to be
forward.
that attacking midfielder.
He's got to be what you paid for, right? And he was when he first came here at the end of last year, right? That's what it said on the tin. Like he's an attacking player that can create chances and open up holes. And I think if Sargent gets double marked, then it becomes Shallowy and Theo who have got to make the difference up front. They've got
Yeah.
they've got an embarrassment of riches now that they can't sit there and complain that they haven't got what they need to do the job. They've got everything they need to do the job. They've got to go and do the job. And then you don't need to do daft social media posts. You don't have to drag some poor guy that's now going to be ridiculed for the rest of his life as being that TFC fan
Okay.
that is probably now on his way to Montreal to be a Montreal fan, or,
But here's the
or
thing
we're
is,
paying for his counseling. I don't really know I don't really know what they want when all we want as fans is 3
is a win.
points, victory, good game, to be entertained. Like, I want to be entertained. I want to be entertained not by us losing and we're all entertaining ourselves. I want them to come out and put on a show and put on a performance that says, okay, we see what you're building. Because right now, I'll be rocking my "It's the Hope That Kills You" shirt. Just my
Where's mine? I've been
I'm
waiting for it
working on it. I'm working on it, Sean. Been on vacation.
because yes, but we need to at some point where or what was the other one you said you were going to make? There was another one we said we were going to do recently, um, but
If
maybe,
we lose, I was
maybe
going to do the brown paper bags again. But at the end of the day, no, like this is the game. Like, and it's what, you can't ask for anything better. You're going to get the weather. You're going to get a crowd. You got a full healthy team. It's it's there. It's there for the taking, and that's what we need.
ah, that is it. That's kind of it.
Southgate's
Like,
comment is funny. He says we have a good
yeah,
team on paper, but we have to. The game's played on grass. I think Robin
that's
Fraser
true.
probably smoked the grass.
I love, I'm down with that. Like, if Robert wants to philosophize after the game, I'll roll up.
if he's
But
if
you
he's got
gotta
3 points
win.
on,
You
if
gotta
not, then
win.
we can roll him into a van and send him on his way to somewhere else. Because I'm bored of losing. I want to watch a winner. I want to watch some excitement. I want somebody to do something that gets us out of our seats. And I think every single TFC fan feels the exact same way week in and week out. Get me out of my
Yeah.
seat. Get me. Why am I jumping around singing my heart out for an hour and a half if you guys can't get me, can't entertain us? Can't get the crowd
Yeah.
going, can't get the energy because you gotta go fast. You gotta go fast. You gotta take New England. New England's not in a great position. You've
Hey,
got a great opportunity with everything in front of you. You can't fuck it up, really.
let's be real. Outside of the Montreal game, every game that they played since the World Cup game, basically they should have got a better result than they did. Right? So
Finish the job. That's what
That's
it
it.
is, Sean. Finish the damn job. Like put them to bed. Lay them out and put them to bed, and make sure you don't give them an opportunity to get back in the game. And you do that by going for the throw. You have to go for it. It's not that difficult. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a Derek Etienne Jr. gets a brace. If that happens, Jesus Christ, I'll be drinking all night.
Okay, so Noel, if that
I'll be,
happens, what
I'll,
are you
I'll be
doing?
Ubering home. If that happens, I will do a shot. I'll do more than
When was
a
the
shot.
last time you did a shot?
Last week.
Where's the fun in that?
But I just he should that guy should be nowhere near that starting 11, nowhere near,
You,
and he shouldn't be anywhere near the bench either. I'd like to
yeah,
do
I've said
left back.
enough about him. I've said enough about him. There's nothing further to say about Etienne. Give me any of the young kids on the roster before putting him back on the pitch. I think actually I was going to say Bostonberry, but I think he got hurt during the U20 World Cup or Concacaf tournament, so he might not be
Yeah, you know
available.
what?
But
We have enough good young players now that should be getting game time, and I think is
100%, that's what I want to see.
as these players start to come back, and the first team, starting to be the team it's supposed to be. That's when you I'm sorry, but that's when you take guys like Etienne and go, you know what? We don't need you for your experience. We don't need you for your thing. And you don't bring him on to change a game. You bring on the young guys like everybody else in the league does that we haven't
And
figured out
develops
what
them
you
and
do.
sells them on because we
Exactly.
don't seem to understand that
You put them
philosophy.
in positions where you're not trying to chase a game and you're applying the pressure on an 18-year-old kid. Now you've got a
Yep.
team that can and should go on the front foot, should be 2 or 3 nil up, and then you bring on the guys to be like, you got to lead, you got to defend that lead, you got to defend first, and then go and do your attacking stuff. But that's
Yep.
we're in reverse, and Robin Fraser's like, we defend first, then you try and do the attacking stuff, and it just doesn't work. And I think that is what you need to get out to you need a 2-0 lead. I know 2-0. I know before anyone tells me it's
It's
the worst
just
result, and it would be classic TFC to get a 2-0 lead in the first 10 minutes and then end up 3-2 behind. That would be just a classic TFC moment, and I would just laugh. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah. No,
but
but you know what? You're right. Like we need to go get start on the front foot, full throttle, get
get the
a
crowd in it.
early
Get the crowd in
comfortable
it.
lead. Because here's the thing: is we actually can defend, but when you're defending for 70% of the game, you're gonna lose. But if you're on the front foot for at least 40 to anywhere between 40 to 60% and only have to defend, the remaining, you have a stronger chance to win.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think
All
that's what
right.
it is. Oh, some apparently Timu Ronnie got a new agent. So
Uh,
I'm like, is he?
okay.
How's he? He can't be looking for a move already. No, but he also needs a good game. I think just for his confidence, and
Yeah.
I think you've got to really get the crowd. You've got to give them something early. I think you've got to get out and get a lead on them.
Yeah.
We always refer to that Charlotte game, where TFC
The
looked
4-1.
the 4-1 where they looked spectacular. But what was it like, right? Well, we can only tell you from TV, but at the end of the day, we're not slightly bitter about that. But that's what that's what gave everybody hope. And then for I want to say 6 to 8 weeks after that, everyone used that as a reference point. You know how good we could be if everybody was fit. You know how good it'd be if, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they need, and you need to give. That is the hope that kills us, right? As the saying goes. But that's what we generally need to do, right?
So people, Noel's talking about the weekend before that Charlotte game. We were all in Montreal. So I'm putting my finger over a certain person's face. You
Okay.
can't really see everybody there, but that's me in the front. Noel's on the opposite
I
side,
was doing
and a
shots
few other.
then. I will say that.
Yeah.
Was definitely doing shots that day. But no, I think
Actually, no, that's our
it's
Nashville one.
yeah.
Woo,
Oh,
Kings. Shout
well,
out. I was showing
yeah.
my friend, some of our fun times, our fun trips.
I miss away
Um,
games. I do miss. I generally
oh
do miss
yeah,
it. I miss winning games on the road as well because
I,
we are
it's that even
undefeated on the
better
road.
party, huh?
Undefeated on the road. I've been 13
No.
away games.
Well, yeah, we tied in Nashville. We won in Montreal, didn't we? Or was it a draw?
I've never lost in Montreal in 3, 4 visits. 4. I can't remember. I've lost count.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I miss away games, but this weekend, I think it will be the. I think from our standpoint, it'd be great to catch up. I think it's good to just to see how everybody is, and a lot of people should have some energy, so it should be a quite good crowd. And I think at the end of the day, the players have got to go and put a performance in and really kind of step up to the plate, right?
That's about it. You know what? We
That's
just
all we
need
can
a win.
ask. Just
That's
go
it.
and freaking win, honestly.
Like I can't say it enough, but I have, so I'm gonna
Because
stop
we're going to
right
be
now.
back on
But
Sunday, right? And I don't want to be miserable on Sunday, like because I already have to go to a work function all next week. So I'm going to be miserable as it is from the Monday onwards. So let's, I want to be here on. It really is do or die. Yeah, I don't disagree with that comment in the chat, but like they they've got to give us something to cheer, and I want to be cheery on Sunday. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so don't forget to come join us. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the uh, the show. But I think for us, I think we just want to go and have a good old time on Saturday night. We want to get a win. We want to. Our bar that we used to drink at is now out of business, so we have to go and find a new location to drink. So that should be
well, no, we have a. From what I understand, we have a private section table, something booked at, I think the left field. I
okay.
believe.
All right.
I double check in our Discord. Um, I
But
looked the other day and
I
I saw
wanted,
it.
I want a celebration pint, and I want 3 points, and I want to be like not setting any records of games without wins, right? So it's all on the line. Like as much as we joke about it today, and it's there. You don't want to set a new record because the the volume's going to get really, really, really loud, and if they lose, God help them. God
Yeah,
help them.
I'll be cussing some patois, and I won't. Even though I might have a few gummies in me, I'll still cuss some patois.
Well, let's hope we get 3 points. Let's hope we move forward. Let's hope it's a
It's
good day.
party time. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
that's
I
that's
I
what we
want
need.
I want to bounce. I want to celebrate, and it's been so long since we sang at a game. Like I might have no voice on Sunday. So if that's the case, it'll be a short show.
Yeah. Well, no, you know what? I think if it's a bad show or if I'm screaming and yelling in frustration, you'll hear my voice come Sunday. Like we've had days like that in the past. So, like I said, we
Yeah.
need that win so that it can be a fun episode. We're all here laughing and joking. And remember how it was before?
Do you remember what 3 points feels like?
Um, how many months has it been since we last got a win? Honestly,
Um,
4 months.
it's April
April,
4th. I can tell you
yeah,
that. I've quoted that date so many times. It's not even funny. What are we now?
it's been over
April.
4 months.
Yeah,
It's
it's been
been
4
over
months.
4 months, almost
But
four and a
as
half.
Robin
So
Fraser said, it's
bloody
really
hell.
only two. But at
Yeah,
the end of the day, I think it's 120 days or something. 100. I don't know. I've lost count, but it's time.
too long.
It
That's
is
it. All
time.
right.
All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate you all. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will be back on Sunday. Hopefully, with 3 points in the bag. Hopefully. Thank
Yeah.
you, Sean. As always, pleasure. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the flip side. Thanks. Take care.
Peace.